All right. So, hey everyone, good evening and welcome. My name is Rishika, and I'm the director of our Master of Management Marketing Analytics program here at NC State University at the Poole College of Management, actually. And I'm joined by Allison Anthony. And if you can see her, spot her in the thumbnail. And she's going to say a quick hello as well. And Allison and I, we work on our Master of Management program together. So all of our admissions, recruiting happens through us. I'm also a professor of actually marketing analytics at Poole College of Management. And this is something that we do every semester. We host a webinar for our students and practitioners and people from industry, and we host these talks. And this year we have a great opportunity and a great pleasure actually to partner with the AMA Triangle. So a lot of folks have joined from that as well. So welcome everybody from that part. And we're excited to host this. And what I want to say next is just say, Allison, if you wanted to say a quick hello also.
Hello, thanks for being here, everybody. We're excited to partner with AMA Triangle and to have Jen here as well, and look forward to the talk. Thank you.
Thanks, Allison. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. So specifically, if you're interested in our Master of Management Marketing Analytics program, it's Allison and I who are generally handling the program. So let us know if you guys have any questions. This is a program that we have been running for the last 5 years now, almost. And we actually welcome today one of our speakers from the program, Dr. Haroon Abbu, who's actually our guest speaker today. He's also an adjunct faculty at Poole College of Management. He's also senior VP at Bell and Howell. So we're super excited to welcome him. But the next set of introductions, we're going to have let Jennifer do. Jennifer's from Triangle AMA, and she's going to take it away from here, and then we're going to do the next set of introductions. But welcome everybody, and here we go.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rashika and Allison. Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Best. I am the president-elect for AMA Triangle, and I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. First of all, we really appreciate the opportunity to partner up with NC State's master's program. It's been a long-standing partnership, and it's been fun to work with everybody here. A quick note about AMA Triangle, if you're not familiar. AMA Triangle is a membership-driven nonprofit organization. We are headquartered in the Triangle. Most of our events and activities are in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Cary, in this general vicinity. We are a membership-driven organization, and so as part of membership, you get access to events, you get access to our community, you get to be a part of community service projects. There's a lot of educational opportunities, not just from Triangle, but also from National AMA. And so when you join the Triangle AMA, you actually are joining the national organization too. If you could go to the next slide, great. Thank you. We have a few upcoming events that I wanted to highlight for everybody. If you're interested in registering, you can do that through our website. Next week, we have our Fall Social. The Fall Social is our annual time. It's a great event. That this year will be at Westwood, so we're very excited for that one. That is on Wednesday the 15th, followed by our AI Marketers Network. This is a special interest group and talking specifically about AI, which of course is our topic. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and register through our site. That one is held at the loading dock in Barrow. In November, we have a signature speaker series hosted at the NC State Club, and this is a panel event. We're going to be talking again about speed and quality in the AI era. And then last but not least, we have local meetups. So we had one yesterday in Raleigh. The upcoming one is in Cary. And if you're out that way, visit us in Fortnite. It's the third Thursday of every month, or Tuesday of every month, sorry. Go ahead and check us out. Those are free to attend. And then last but not least, we wouldn't be here without the support of our generous sponsors. So please do me a favor and give these folks a look. And thank you again, NC State, for being a partner of ours. Back to you.
Thanks, Jen. And I think we're going to turn it over to one of our current MMA students, Amanda. Amanda, thank you so much for agreeing to be our moderator this evening for the webinar, and I will let you take it away from here.
So my name is Amanda Wilmoth, and I'm a current student in the MMA program here at NC State. And I'm so excited to be your moderator for this important conversation about how artificial intelligence is transforming the future of work and what it means for each of us as professionals entering this evolving landscape. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our guest speaker, Dr. Haroon Abbu. Dr. Abbu is a professor of practice in the Poole College of Management at NC State, where he teaches courses in analytics, artificial intelligence, and digital transformation. He brings more than 20 years of industry leadership experience in using data, AI, and emerging technologies to drive innovation and business strategy. Dr. Abbu serves as Senior Vice President of Digital Technology and Data Analytics at Bell & Howell, where he's led award-winning digital transformation initiatives recognized across the industry. He's also an active speaker and author on topics like AI adoption, the future of work, and ethical leadership in the age of intelligent machines. Today, he'll help us explore what it really means to become AI ready, not just technically, but strategically and humanly, as we enter a new era where AI isn't just a tool, but is a teammate. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Haroon Abbu.
Thank you, Amanda, for that nice introduction. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here. Let me start with a quick personal story. Back in early 2022, I had just started teaching MBA course in artificial intelligence in management at NC State. At that time, we were focused mostly on AI, what I now call traditional AI, things like predictive modeling, process automation, computer vision, and data-driven decision making. Later that year, which was November 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT and everything changed overnight. AI suddenly went from a technical topic to something that touched every profession, every student, every conversation. I had to change my syllabus in the middle of the semester and learn this whole new wave of AI along with my students. It's an exciting topic. It's exciting, especially for me, because I was already exploring in my research and in my book on trust, the winning formula for digital leaders, and some of the research articles on human dimensions of digital leadership. It became important that AI as a technology only works when people trust it, when people understand it, integrate it, and use it to really create value. That's what we'll explore today. We'll take a big picture view, why AI, why now? Look at how AI is transforming work, what it means for your career, and how to build the skills and the mindset to thrive, not only just to survive, but to thrive in this new era. So let's dive in. Humans and AI are already collaborating. Let me take you to some of the workplaces where AI is already working alongside people. At Queen Elizabeth Hospital in UK, robots dispense 400,000 prescriptions yearly. AI forecast medicine needs so that pharmacists can focus on patient care. At Chipotle, the robot, avocado robot, preps avocados so that chefs can focus on flavor and recipes. Companies and my own company using AI sensors to predict failures before they happen so that engineers can prevent downtime. This is one of the very popular contests from Coca-Cola, Create Real Magic campaign, where they crowdsourced using DALL-E. They asked customers to co-create ads so that marketers can build on brand and storytelling. Civil engineers are using AI to simulate traffic in smart cities. Teachers are using AI so that students can get more one-on-one tutoring and personalized learning. The bottom line is the future of work, it's not future anymore. It has quietly arrived. AI to collaborate with us and not to compete with us, right? The future of work is already here, powered by AI. As you can see, Satya Nadella from Microsoft, AI writes 30% of the Microsoft code. At Google, over 25% of the code is written by AI. And according to BBC, in London, over 1 million jobs are being reshaped by AI, not eliminated, reshaped. CNBC article recently puts it bluntly. This isn't just the end of entry-level jobs, it's the end of career ladder as we know it. We're not talking about the future. It's happening now, right? AI is reshaping jobs, skills, and career paths. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff says that from now on, CEOs will no longer lead all human workforces, meaning that tomorrow's CEOs will be leading humans, of course, the workers, as well as AI agents, AI algorithms, all hand in hand. Another point here from Walmart CEO, AI will change literally every job, not years from now, but today. Shopify CEO who claims no new hires unless AI cannot do the job. So we are not talking about the future. It's happening now. Last week, Citi announced that it began retraining 175,000 employees in working with AI, teaching them how great prompting works versus basic prompting. And they've already started using generative AI for their routine tasks. Entry-level jobs are disappearing faster than ever. AI now does many of the routine tasks that trained new employees used to do. One of the Stanford study found that 13% decline in entry-level jobs for young US workers due to AI. As I said, Citi is already deploying AI agents to assist in compliance and research. The question now isn't how, if the work will change, how we will gain experience and how AI and human workers can work hand in hand.
Haroon, you've shown us just how quickly the AI is moving and reshaping jobs and changing business models altogether. Before we go any further, I'm curious if we can take a pulse on the group and see how everyone feels about AI. Which word helps you best describe your opinions on AI? Are you excited, curious, overwhelmed, skeptical, or concerned? So I'm going to put up a poll, and if you guys will just vote for us. Very nice. Over half the people have voted already. So it's an interesting mix of responses. Some of us are clearly excited. There's a lot that are still curious. There are many who seem concerned as well. Haroon, for everyone that's trying to make sense of this change, can you walk us through how AI actually got to this point? We hear a lot of the buzzwords about generative AI and agentic AI, but what do these really mean in practice?
Are we able to share the answers or no to those questions?
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Okay, there you go. Good. So when you think of AI, what word describes you best? A lot of people are excited, overwhelmed, concerned. Good. We are in various stages of absorbing this new technology. So let me close that poll. And the big picture is why now? AI is coming for your job. According to Future of Jobs report, World Economic Forum, I have linked that report. When you get this presentation in, you can read about it. 170 million jobs are created. 92 million jobs will be displaced by 2030. So definitely there are a lot of skills that are shifting. 39% of current skill will become obsolete according to the Future of Jobs report. But at the same time, opportunity is massive. The future belongs to those of us who embrace AI and learn it continuously. The question that you asked, Amanda, is before we go any further, we need to understand what different waves of AI is. Before generative AI, there was just AI, what we now call traditional AI or predictive AI, discriminant AI, etc. When I teach my AI class, students read about the history of AI. In one of the opinions that come out is that, oh, I did not know AI existed back in 1950s, because a lot of people got introduced to AI only when ChatGPT came out. Dating back to 1950s, we had something called predictive AI, which uses historical data and statistical models to forecast outcomes, right? These are your recommendation engines and forecasting and predictive engines. Then comes generative AI, which basically creates new content based on patterns that it has learned. A recent phenomenon is agentic AI, which powers AI agents to autonomously act without human oversight. The next wave is called physical AI, which is using predictive, generative, and agentic to autonomously run physical equipment, which could be robotics and assembly lines, etc. Autonomous AI learns and reasons continuously. Predictive predicts, foresees. Generative creates. Agentic acts Together, they redefine how we work. Some of the examples of how AI works in synergistic mode. AI is moving from helping humans to acting alongside with them, right? If you take an example of ServiceNow, AI agents handle 80% of their service tickets. Salesforce's Agentforce manages AI-powered sales and support representatives. Intuit Assist combines prediction, generation action, and forecast late invoices, drafts reminders, and sends them automatically. Here is where the predictive side and the generative and agentic AI all come together. On the physical AI side, Gather AI is a new AI company where drones are used inside a warehouse to not only predict, generate, and carry out actions, but they can physically pick up a particular item that you ordered and fulfill it. So that's the beauty of all these 3 or 4 waves of AI coming together synergistically to make a big business impact. AI is no longer a tool. It amplifies human performance when paired with purpose and ethics. This integration creates a big impact, right? Now, having a tool, having AI as tool is just not enough, right? Just like saying that having a Fitbit doesn't make you healthy. It is how we use it in our day-to-day lives, how we use it in our day-to-day work, how do we integrate with our internal workflows to make a difference, to create value. AI makes humans better at work and work better for humans. It automates repetitive tasks so people can focus on creativity and strategy. The real success of AI comes from using intentionally at daily work and integrating it.
So that's a really powerful analogy of seeing AI as a teammate and not just a tool that we're using. So if we think about that at an organizational level, what happens next? How are companies themselves changing the way that they're structured and led as AI becomes part of their team?
So when we talk about AI, right, AI changes individual work, but it's also transforming how organizations themselves are built. Roles are evolving. The future of job is about redesigning. It's not about reduction. Humans move up the value chain. AI handles routine tasks. And organizations of the future won't look like the organizational charts that we have. Rigid hierarchies will be gone. They will make ways for more fluid human and AI networks working together. Now, when you look at the traditional roles, AI is actually transforming some of the traditional and business roles. Every role is gaining an AI dimension. Let's look at some of the examples here. It's not only transforming tech jobs, it's supercharging traditional fields that we might have thought were losing their shine, right? Look at electrical engineering. Electrical engineering, AI is not replacing electrical engineering, but they're being morphed into, they're being supercharged into not only just wiring circuits, but designing intelligent power systems, optimizing grid for renewables and the energy required for all the AI work, even creating the next generation AI chips. Civil engineering, for example, is using AI simulations to model traffic flow, smart town planning, energy use, climate impact, and sustainability, building smarter and greener cities. Geology, they're using AI to find those rare earth minerals essential for EVs and semiconductors, reshaping the entire resource economy. Mechanical engineering, they're designing self-learning machines and predictive maintenance systems. Nanoengineering, nanotechnology is a brand new field. Even if you look at NC State, it's an interdisciplinary program. The program at Duke, although that's housed in the Pratt College of Engineering, that's a diverse set of disciplines, including chemistry, biochemistry, materials, physics, computer and electrical engineering, all coming together. So if you really look at it, the old traditional professions are changing for the better to really make an impact with AI. And it's not just applying to engineering. If you look at manufacturing, If you look at other fields, they're evolving too, right? AI is putting new life into them, creating faster innovative cycles and new business models. Supply chain is actually focusing on real-time forecasting. Legacy industries are changing big time: real estate, finance, retail, and manufacturing. Think about some of the roles: product engineering, product managers are now a bridge between what humans want, human needs, and AI capability. Marketing, from content creation to AI-powered storytelling. Finance is more focused on predictive analytics. HR is becoming AI-powered talent architects. New career paths are emerging. You probably heard about prompt engineers, AI model governance officers, AI workforce planners, AI diversity advocates. You can see how various roles are changing in light of this AI, so that they're adding new meaning to the traditional roles. Here is an interesting look. It's probably an eye chart. I'm not going to read it, but there is a link to World Economic Forum Future of Jobs reports that just came out in 2025 that basically lists what are the fast growing jobs and fast declining jobs. I'm sure some of the jobs you can imagine which ones are fast growing and which ones are declining, as well as what are the top skills in 2030. So it's a fascinating study. Please take time to click on the link and read about it, how business roles are transforming, what are some of the most attractive jobs, what jobs are declining, and what are some of the skills for 2030. I think, Amanda, that leads to our next question.
I was gonna say, I love how you showed that even the most traditional careers, from engineering to product management, and I actually work in the photography industry myself, they're being totally reimagined with AI. So before we move on, we want to hear from you guys. Do you feel like your current role is going to significantly change because of AI? I'm gonna let it run for a minute till we get a few more responses on it. But it's definitely coming in with a yes, it's already changing, or a strong possibility in the next few years. Let's see. Okay, let me share it for you guys.
Yeah, most of you are saying that it's already changing. There's a few people there that's minimal impact expected. Okay, good. As I said, a lot of the roles are changing. If your roles are not being impacted, I would consider yourself lucky, but don't wait for it. The roles are going to get impacted. So let's make everything possible to get ahead of the curve. Again, the whole idea of this presentation is a lot of people may be saying that AI will take away your jobs and nervous about them. But my position here is AI and humans can work together. AI is there to amplify your work. AI is there as a collaboration tool. And let's do everything possible to get ahead of the curve and make sure that we create value. Let's go on to the next section. Is with all the technology, for me, one of the things that I always teach is, or I always practice is, AI is one of the tools, right? A lot of the companies talk about what's your AI strategy, what's your data strategy. For me, there is no AI strategy, there is no data strategy. There is a business strategy. When there is a business strategy, AI is one of the tools to achieve your business strategy, right? There are a lot of projects, a lot of business objectives. You don't need AI. It could be done by traditional methods. If there is an opportunity, AI can amplify it. It's very important for us to know, can this business problem be solved by AI? Can it be solved by humans only? Can it be solved by humans as a leader with AI's assistance, or AI being the leader with human assistance? Whatever that is, it's there as a tool to create value. But along with all that, the famous Harold Leavitt model from 1960, which is people, process, technology, the three legs of a stool, or the golden triangle, the PPT model, whatever we want to call it, that takes a new meaning. In order to improve any process, the people are the real key for digital transformation. People need to come along, and technology is just an enabler. It's a combination of people, process, and technology to really make sure that these AI initiatives are successful and they're tied to the business objectives. That's where the human edge comes into play. The real advantage here is, or real advantage of what machines cannot replicate, is the emotion and the context. Emotion gives us empathy. motivation, and purpose. Context lets us, humans, read the room, interpret nuance, and adapt when the world changes. Actually, there's a lot of study on this. These two things, emotion and context, are what fuel creativity, critical thinking, leadership, especially ethical leadership, right? AI cannot easily accomplish that. AI can process data, but only humans can create meaning. And maybe that's why MIT students, that's actually a news article from Atlantic, why so many MIT students are actually writing poetry. Some of the brightest engineers in the world, engineering students, are writing poetry because they know that building the future isn't just about code or computation. It's about capturing what it means to be human. Because even in the age of algorithms, creativity, empathy, and storytelling are what makes humans distinctly unique, right? So those are timeless human strengths, creativity, problem solving, communication. They're just being amplified in the world of AI. So that takes the center stage, even though technology can resolve or help us solve some of the routine tasks or even higher level tasks. The skills here, storytelling, communication, is something that AI can easily replicate. These are the old skills, but they're being supercharged with AI. Data science, there's data science, although it's new terminology, but data science existed for a long time. Data analytics existed for a long time. And agentic AI, even though it's a new term, the way of automating existed for a long time, right? So all that is taking new meaning. Even if you look at the old analytics ladder from descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics, all that existed, right? Different methods of achieving the same thing, but the advancements in predictive AI, now generative AI and agentic AI, has actually made prescriptive analytics, which is prescribing a particular action, really possible. New technology, but the same old kind of exercises that we used to do to solve a particular business objective. But in between all that, what takes center stage right now is the core human capabilities that will augment the AI competencies, which is the change management skills. And how do we build trust? How do we make sure that algorithms are ethical, they're responsible, they're accountable, transparent, etc. Now, the new term, vibe coding, if you've not heard about the word vibe coding, that's something new, although it's similar to what we call democratization of data or citizen data. Now the word has expanded to coding, which is basically building with ideas, not with code, right? It's most exciting trend. You'll read a lot about it, about vibe coding, what happens when AI and human creativity merge in software development. You basically describe in plain language, and AI helps you turn that idea into working code. There are tools like Replit, Cursor, Copilot, etc., helping you do that, turning natural language into real applications. Citizens, ordinary citizens, can start to code. Basically, curiosity becomes the main skill, right? Developers can now use prompting. So the vibe coding, you might think that it would replace engineers, but the position I would take is it doesn't replace engineers. It makes them better. It removes the grunt work so they can focus more on architecture, creativity, solving harder problems. And one of the essential skills like process mapping, if you're good in process mapping, the same skills will carry on because you still need product managers and process engineers, industrial engineers who can do process maps and analyze what the business requirements are. And the fundamentals, the logic, systems thinking, problem solving still matter, right? AI fluency just multiplies the expertise in coding and the process engineering, process mapping, and connecting the dots between business and coding. That it just amplifies it. It makes it easier. If you're a programmer, if you're a developer, AI is not taking coding away from us. It might be some of the elementary level coding, but it's actually giving back your time so that you can focus more on connecting the dots and solving a business problem and better at coding. So that's about vibe coding. That leads us to the next question here.
Very empowering point that AI isn't just for engineers anymore and that everyone can now build, create, and prototype using natural language. So that's very empowering. So that raises this interesting question of how comfortable are people with actually using these tools today? So I'm going to launch this for you guys and give you a few minutes to answer. Very confident, I use them often. Somewhat confident, I'm still experiencing. Curious but cautious, or not confident and still learning. We have a lot of people who are experiencing with them or experimenting with them, a lot who seem to use them all the time. Get a couple more answers in. Okay, and I'll share this too, but that does raise an interesting question. How comfortable are we in general at using this as a society?
Okay, it's good results. A lot of you are somewhat confident experimenting. That's the same pattern that I see it in my classes too. A lot of people are still experimenting, which is good. And okay, cool. All right.
What specific skills do professionals need to actually thrive in an AI-driven workforce?
Okay, sure. So we'll get to that. So what every career now requires. On the right-hand side, we'll talk about it. That's the core skills of 2030 that came from the same World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report that talks about emerging skills, core skills in 2030, out of focus skills, the skills that are going away. And according to this study, your skills become outdated every 5 years now. So whatever you learned 5 years ago gets outdated. Fundamentals will still be the same thing. As you heard throughout my conversation is some of the skills, managing people, process, technology, process mapping, the fundamental business analysis skills still remain the same. Those are the steady skills. So on the right-hand side here, what every career needs right now is, as AI grows more capable, the AI literacy, data fluency, some of the collaboration, work seamlessly with humans and machines, experimentation mindset. You said in the previous poll that you're learning, you're testing it out. So that's very important. Growth mindset. Growth mindset is the ability to continually learn the new skills, curiosity, right? That's growth mindset. That's one of the most demanding skills these days, is to have that growth mindset, because I'm sure everybody who's in the current workforce, most of you probably are not doing what you studied back when you went to college, right? A lot of these skills are changing. As I said, every 5 years they recycle. But some of the skills, as I mentioned, emotion matters, drives empathy, communication, and judgment. Think of a doctor comforting family or a manager inspiring a team. Emotion shapes what truly matters at the moment. Context is important. AI learns from the past, but context keeps evolving, right? Together, emotion and context really power creativity, thinking, and leadership. One of the surveys actually says 93% of the employers say that the ability to think critically, communicate clearly, and solve complex problem matters more than any degree. So those are some of the qualities: teamwork, adaptability, empathy. They have always been important, but that becomes more important. You can read more on those by reading that World Economic Forum jobs report. So we have another poll here.
Yeah, so I love that it reminds us that AI readiness isn't just about becoming technical overnight, because that's hard for some of us to do. So it's about mixing the right mix of human touches and digital skills to keep us adaptable in the workplace. So let's make this personal for everyone here. If you had to choose one of these skills to focus on, what's your next step to be more AI ready? So I'm going to launch this poll for you guys. So the choices are learn new tools, take a course, experiment at work, or mentor or teach others. Give it just another minute. We've got a lot more people are answering this one too. And then I'll say, Haroon, once someone identifies the skill that they want to develop, what's the best way to actually start implementing this in your daily practice?
Sure. Okay. So learning new tools, taking a course, experimenting at work, mentor or teach others. Good. Yeah. Learning new tools, just experimenting with it. taking a new course. Obviously, NC State has a new certificate AI certificate program. That's a good one to take, either the entire certification program or a course, and experimenting at work. There are a lot of courses on Coursera, Udemy, and several online sources. All this is good. All right, let's see how to be ready. My main thing here is embrace the AI mindset, which is upskilling relentlessly. I talked about having that growth mindset. None of these skills should be static. Learning is not optional, it's survival. A lot of software vendors is incorporating AI, even though if you think about last year, a lot of software companies may have been saying that they are AI first. But nowadays, I think everybody is investing in AI, and their products are, if not AI first, they are infused with AI. So don't treat AI as an enemy. Don't be a pessimist that, oh, this is just a bubble, it's going to burst, all that. Let's embrace it. It's your next superpower if you learn how to leverage it. Then think strategically. Don't chase jobs, but chase future-proof skills. And some of the future-proof skills are deeply ingrained in some of the old skills, right? Which is analytical thinking, project management, product management, process mapping. All those traditional skills, analytic skills, now are just amplified with AI. That's how you can take some of the skills that you're good at, maybe creativity, creation, and marketing. But now, how can you augment that with AI and really be a better storyteller, right? That's where the future proofing of the skills come in. And then experiment it. Having just AI knowledge is not enough. But how do you tell a story of how you can implement AI, how you can make AI part of your regular job? Here, integration becomes very important. AI as a standalone doesn't matter. Whatever you do in your company, AI related, should start with the business objective. That should help achieve a company's strategic objective. And just don't get into AI. If it really resolves a company's problem, then you can use AI, but not as standalone, but integrate that into your workflows and build some visible wins so that you can bring people along. You can help with people process with this AI technology. Lead with ethics, creativity, and purpose. A lot of algorithms, black box algorithms, we really need to understand how it works. If you see an AI product, really understand how these algorithms work and are they ethical. Famous quotation here from Andrew Ng, one of the great thinkers, great thought leaders in the AI space, said it years ago: AI won't replace you, but someone who knows how to use AI will. That's a profound statement, right? Whether you're a software programmer, whether you're a civil engineer, mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, as I talked about, all those roles, future roles, traditional industries, traditional jobs, but the future roles are infused with AI, and AI only makes it better. If you're into geology engineer, rare earth minerals, what a beautiful field to expand upon. If you're a civil engineer, smart city planning, infrastructure planning, environmental sustainability, all those new emerging topics, now you can talk about it. Even if you're a civil engineer from 20, 30 years ago, with these new skills, you can add that additional dimension and create some value, whether it is inventing new products, innovating new revenue streams, or actually creating some efficiencies, or creating some good environmental sustainability stories, corporate responsibility stories, old skills infused with AI.
Haroon, I'm going to stop you for a second because we did have a great question come in from Alan. He asks, what will the new entry-level jobs look like and what will they be?
Yeah, so I don't know the answer to that. That's very interesting, because one of the things that we all need to figure out as a society is that if entry-level jobs are not needed anymore, how are new college grads going to get any experience? They have to start somewhere. If entry-level jobs are going away for AI, how are they going to get experience? Is it on the job experience? Probably not. But there, the skills become more important. Some of the skills that we learn in college or outside college then experience probably doesn't matter. There won't be entry-level jobs, but college grads probably will be able to do a job that currently an experienced engineer can do because he has all these tool sets and he's ready to go to the job market and say that I have the experience as if your entry-level job at Citi, which Citi is right now, as I mentioned, they're retraining their existing workforce on how to do better prompting. But a fresh grad might walk into Citi or any other job and say, hey, you don't need to retrain me. I already have done all this. I know how to do it. I can compete with a person in your company who's been there for 5 years, 10 years. I think I need to go back to one of the slides that I missed is the Accenture slide. This couple of weeks ago, Accenture is exiting staff who can be retrained for the age of AI. Think about that. They're cutting 11,000 jobs in the last 3 months, and more cuts are possible. And they're not doing retraining because if they believe that you're not trainable for AI or you're not growth mindset, you're not adapting, then more would be asked to leave if they cannot be retrained for the age of AI. And Accenture consulting companies are under trouble now, but Gen AI projects, they booked $5 billion this year from Gen AI projects. And what they're saying is the overall job count would grow, but it's on newer skills, right? It's focusing on reskilling. Their motto here is upskilling reinventors is a primary strategy, meaning that they would retrain you, existing employees, if you're willing to adapt, if you're willing to be retrained, or if you're retrainable. If not, if upskilling doesn't work, that's where they would bring more people. So maybe they will be new grads entering the company, but they're not entry-level jobs. Maybe with the knowledge, with the AI, they already have that kind of knowledge to do that. There's a little story here with Citi beginning to retrain their 175,000 employees. JP Morgan Chase has made AI training, including prompt engineering, mandatory for all new employees. Bank of America reported over 90% of their 213,000 global employees use AI tools. Wells Fargo trained 4,000 employees on Stanford's human-centered AI program. So the story here is consistent, right? Companies will retrain, reskill, but then they will hit a plateau. At that point, yes, they will need new blood, new people, but how new people or new employees can get into the job market at that point is entry level probably doesn't matter. It's what skills that you have, what skills you have learned in order to meet the challenges and in order to solve the business problems that they have. Does that answer your question, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the last slide I have, and we'll open it up for questions. The bottom line is don't fear AI, embrace it. In one of the poll said concerned, fearful, let's not fear AI, let's just embrace it. The famous quote I said, AI won't replace you, but someone who knows how to use AI will. The story from Accenture, story from Citibank, all consistent, right? We have to upskill. We have to, either company has to retrain or we ourselves have to go out and retrain and get these skills. Otherwise, just like what Accenture is doing, they will exit people who cannot be reskilled, who cannot be trained. So it's in our best interest to do everything we can to learn the new technology, not only the technology aspect of it, but also how it all works together with people and the existing processes and how it can create value and how we can tell a story. And be curious, experiment boldly, and let AI amplify your creativity and impact.
Okay, so before we wrap up, let's make this a little bit more personal for everyone here. We've talked about the skills that you need, the habits you should create, and the opportunities that AI is going to offer. But what's one specific action that you're going to take in the next week to make your career more AI ready? I'm going to launch that one for you.
It's an open-ended word cloud, right? So whatever comes to your mind first.
It actually doesn't let me launch that one.
Okay.
maybe people can put the answers in the chat. That one is
Yeah,
good.
that's fine. That's fine. Again, that's just to see what you will do after today. That's good. Then in closing, as I said, AI is not meant to replace humans. AI will not replace you, but someone who knows AI can. So let's make sure that some of those human-centric skills, empathy, leadership, critical thinking, we embody that because they're more important than ever. So those, sorry, Amanda, what is it?
I've been interested in transitioning into the designs and user experience field, and I saw it on one of the slides where it is being mapped out in one of our 4 quadrants. I was hoping, if you don't mind, can you quickly go over how to be ready for that, to embrace AI's mindset slide into more detail on exactly what it means, depending on where you fall in one of the 4 quadrants?
Yeah, so the question is, if you fall into one of the quadrants, emerging skills, this is a slide I'm assuming, core skills, most important quadrants is core skills in 2030. That's, look at it, core skills in 2030. AI, big data, and some of the cognitive skills, creative thinking, all that. How do you prepare for that is identify some of the projects, depending on what field you're in. Let's say you're in marketing, right? So creative ideas, creativity, take the help of generative AI tools, but then become more critical thinkers. In other words, how do you tell a story? How do you promote a brand? How do you connect the dots between business and marketing needs? Some of the product management skills become more important. It depends on what kind of job, what kind of industry you're currently in.
I was able to figure out how to launch poll question 5. So that one is up now for everybody too. What's one action you'll take today to be more AI ready? So I launched that, and then I'll go on to another question because we do have a couple coming through for you. What are the most important skills that you need to have to stay competitive in this market? Is it building a GPT? How do you learn what workflows can be automated and which ones can't? Is there a course for this?
Yeah, there definitely is a course. The course that I'm teaching right now at NC State is called Artificial Intelligence in Management. It's a 3-credit course offered both spring and fall. And as part of that course, yes, we have an exercise there where students develop a GPT all from scratch. They select a business problem, they develop a GPT and consider ethical concerns and the data privacy issues, all that. They also get to build an agentic AI for a real business problem. They teach a computer how to recognize images, which is teachable machine from Google project, where you go to a data store called like Kaggle, for example. You select a bunch of MRI images with cancerous and not cancerous. You train the model. This is no code platform. And you identify which of the MRI images are cancerous or not. You go under the hood and see how the model worked. When you increase the sample size, instead of 100 images, now you have 1,000 images, how the model react. So you get to do all that, right? And also you get to experiment with various tools, various generative AI tools, whether it's cloud or OpenAI's ChatGPT, Gemini. You get to experience with it. I also make them do is a reflection on the ethics, for example. One of my favorite assignments is students take ethical case, whether it's Amazon hiring problem, hiring bias, or Apple credit card, Goldman Sachs giving 10 times more credit limit to husband versus the wife when they both shared the same assets and everything. You take an ethical case where algorithms are biased and write a reflection in your own words and let ChatGPT or your favorite generative AI tool give the similar reflection in its own words. Third step of that would be you will compare your reflection that you wrote candidly, authentically, versus what ChatGPT wrote, for example, and then compare and contrast the two and then write a reflection on what ChatGPT missed. The whole idea here is to understand authenticity, creative thinking, and that ethical thinking, because as I said, that becomes more and more important, right? So it's all connecting what AI can do, what are some of the limitations, what you can authentically write and critically think and bring all that together. That's the most important skill right now no matter what field you're in.
Perfect. We have a couple more questions. So someone earlier asked, wouldn't generative AI include images and not just content?
Absolutely. Generative AI is a broad field. Underneath that, you have LLMs, which is large language models, for example, ChatGPT for language. And then you have something called image models, DALL-E or Sora vision models. They are for images, right? Third thing now is called mixed models, which is multimodal AI. You have LLMs for language. You have vision models for images and videos like Sora and DALL-E, etc. And then you have multimodal, which is the new trend. It's image models and large language, LLM language models all together. That's the future. You can prompt in a large language model to come up with the prompt that can then create an image. That's multimodal. Distinction is there, but that distinction is quickly fading away with multimodal AIs.
Perfect. And then we have one more in the queue, and I'll tell people, I'm going to leave the poll up through this last question, and then I'll close it for you guys to see. So if you haven't answered the poll question yet, go answer it. I'm going to end the poll, but I just wanted to give you a big thank you for coming on here and telling us what it means to be AI ready. And before we close, I'm sure many people would like to know how they can keep learning from you and what's the best way to reach you, stay connected, and continue following your work.
Yeah, here are a few of the things. The trust. This book was written even before generative AI came up, which is the winning formula for digital leaders, where some of the human dimensions are highlighted. Then thought leadership, where human dimensions of digital leadership. Actually, if you go to the website, there is assessment tool where you can take human dimensions, your leadership skills, which is a scale, and then it'll give you an output where you scored less versus where you skilled more. You can see how you can improve those scores. And of course, connect me on LinkedIn.
Perfect. And then I did share the poll 5 question too.
Okay. All right, I think that's all we have. Thank you for joining. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions. And thanks for AMA, and thanks everybody for putting this together.
Thanks everybody for coming on. I think that's all the questions that we had in here today too. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week and semester for those at NC State.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you guys. That was great. We learned a lot. I learned a lot. So thank you, Haroon, so much. And Amanda, you did awesome as the moderator. It was great. I think everything went seamlessly.